3, 2, 1, sync.
No, I'm good. We're good.
Don't
even bother.
You didn't stop the recording at the beginning?
Don't even bother. We're good. I got it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
You sure? Oh, okay.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay. So, anyways, we were talking, or it was Derek. Derek was talking.
Yeah, fuck it.
Me and my friends get no respect. What does Scooby do that we neglect? We be putting all our foes in check, but me and my friends get no respect. So what? Who cares? We're doing it how we like. I'm singing it through my mic, a special underwater mic. Who's gonna save the world? Who's gonna save the days? From mayhap crackers, feeling eerie hills with you.
Hey everyone, welcome to Drowning Pools Podcast. My co-hosts Deshaun and Derek are with me, and there's me, Cameron, the cool guy, the beautiful man, the guy who's best at pressing buttons. I beat everyone in fighting games. No one can beat me. I am a god. You will bow down before me. So, none of you. Deshaun just left the call.
That was funny as fuck.
You gotta add Discord leaving the call
Sound.
video. Yeah.
Oh, do I? Okay. I'll make sure I do that.
Fantastic.
That's how's everybody doing? I was being the biggest asshole I possibly could. How are you guys doing?
Well, it actually reminded me that I didn't. Because normally I listen to when I talk to you guys, I do it on my actual data because it's a more solid connection than just on my phone for whatever reason. So it reminded me that I needed to do that. So for a second, I did actually cut out.
Nice. So like it worked out, and
Yeah.
it was a bit. Oh,
You're good.
That's
that
pretty
was
good.
funny.
Well, because like I could
How you
hear,
doing, Derek?
I could hear Derek, so I was like, maybe it's just Cameron, but
I'm doing all right. I've been working a bit, but my commute is like 5 minutes, so I don't even care.
That's fucking
Yeah,
great.
it is.
could you just walk? Could you just like ride a bike?
Yeah, if I had a bike.
No, all right.
Yeah, it's like a
Or decided to walk down the street.
it's like a 30-minute walk, I think.
This is not. At least if you ever have car issues or something of that nature, you can at least get there.
Yeah, it's
still.
It's not a
doable.
huge deal.
I'm planning on walking and or skateboarding or something eventually.
I
But
gotcha.
I'm lazy, so right now I'm just driving. But the fact is that driving there, I can get there and back, like all of the commute time. It's like an entire week's worth of commute time was one commute to Disney.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
pretty
great.
good.
That's a huge stress reliever, by the way. I don't know if you've done that before, but going from a job that you drive like an hour to get to
Yeah.
a job that's like a couple minutes is fucking
Yeah,
great.
no, I always got really jealous of Keon because his work is like 5 minutes away too. So
I got you. I used to work 30 to 40 minutes away, and then I stopped and I started working 8 to 10 minutes away, and I was like, my brain
See,
doesn't
yeah,
have to die.
I used to work somewhere where I had to drive 30 minutes to get to the office, where then we would get into a van and then drive like an hour and a half somewhere.
Well, at least this hour and a half doesn't require you to drive.
Oh, you think that, Cameron? You think I wasn't
Okay,
driving?
Never mind. Then that sucks.
yeah, but at
ass.
least
Bro.
you get paid, right?
Yeah, I get paid a little extra, but it wasn't enough to make it worth it, really.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was just in charge, so, but whatever.
Yeah. Like, driving in the morning while you're tired is not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what'd you do this week other than work?
I played some of the Outer Worlds, so
Yeah.
that was fun.
Mhm.
I streamed.
How's that?
I streamed it. It was fun. That game is what I expect, like BioShock in space to be.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's really fun. There's a lot of like random bits where I'm playing and I'm like, can I kill this person? And then I pull the trigger and they're dead, and I'm like, oh,
Just kill them.
yeah, pretty much.
Fucking kill them. Yeah, it's. I mean, when now they don't have to fuck with whoever the fuck Bethesda or whatever, and they can just make the game they want. I guess it ended up coming out way. It just came out like a pure version of what everybody wanted.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
fucking fun.
Is it as front loaded as everybody's saying?
I'm only like 5 or 6 hours into it, so probably still in the front. But
Yeah, for a game it's probably
it's like good so far.
20 hours.
There's a lot of shit to do though.
I would imagine.
Yeah. One thing I really like though is that enemies, like killing enemies, gives you actually like a dank amount of experience.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Every fucking like Fallout game or whatever, every time you kill an enemy, it's like 1 experience or like 10 experience or some shit. This one gives you like 700, which is like a fair amount,
Okay.
you know?
So do you actually feel like your actions are changing the story and environment at all?
Environment for sure, because I keep killing everything.
Yeah.
Story, I guess. I mean, like, I made some choices, and, like, I started trying to fuck over the big corporations, so...
Right.
Oh,
But does it feel like no matter what you would have chosen, you would have come to this conclusion regardless? Like, the events would have ended up like this no matter what you would have done?
Yeah, there are a couple of quests where, like, your choice matters, but everything else is, like, kind of or predetermined. But I kind of like that. Because it feels...
Yeah, some stuff they can make that work.
Yeah, well, it feels much more realistic. It's like, well, I could do this, or I could do this. And then it's like, you do the quote-unquote, like, right thing, and you go back to the dude who gave you the question. It's like, yeah, no, like, I couldn't find it, or you lie, or whatever. And he's just like, oh,
Right.
no bother. Like, we'll just redo it.
just
And I'm just
didn't
like,
work
what, like... And then I was like, no, that actually just totally makes sense. So, I actually like how nihilistic it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's basically all I've been doing. I'm doing that, played League, got placed, and going to work, and that was it.
I need to do my placements. But how do you guys feel about storyboard or story railroading?
It's time to stop!
I wanted his shit, or I just killed him because I wanted to rule everything.
Yeah. So like
My
my whole
it,
thing
like,
with
go ahead.
okay, I was gonna say my whole thing with railroading is like I'm okay with it as long as you give me flavor text for the thing that I was pushing for.
Yeah, it acknowledges that you were trying to do a specific thing.
Like it has to be pretty specific, or else it feels like it's just like, oh, they capture everything. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have For Honor to play still.
There's a bunch of games that I still want to play.
Yeah.
Also,
There
I
we go.
I need to go
I'm
back,
back.
and get better at Noita. Man, that game is fucking crazy.
I kind of want to get Monster Hunter World on PC.
I'm not getting that game. I have it on PS4.
Yeah,
but-
same.
I figured you'd be all over Monster Hunter, Cameron. This seems like your kind of game.
It probably is my kind of game. I just have so many games that I want to play, and that game is a grind.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the point of the game, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold up, you say you have a whole bunch of games you want to play, but you are out here playing Street Fighter and Marvel and like one other game, and that's about it.
Power Rangers is probably the big one.
Yep.
Like
that's like all you play.
so to be fair, I am going to tournaments for Power Rangers though. So like that's
Yeah.
why I'm playing that. I'm gonna try to go to
But-
final round.
I'm saying like having one of those all the time, yeah, sure, but like all of those all the time,
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I go to locals too, so that's why.
yeah.
But I'll talk about that once you get the recording up and running again.
I'm already recording.
Okay, then yeah. All right.
How's work at Starbucks still cool? You experienced something new or weird yet?
We've had one person who was kind of douchey. Other than that, like it was fine. Like everyone else has been really chill. So
I feel like I haven't dealt with a douchey customer in a while, and I feel like I'm due for one.
yeah.
So
You just it's that like cosmic
statistically,
timer.
it has to happen eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for me, I don't get douchey customers because when I do, I diffuse the situation so quickly that they're like, "Oh, wait, what the fuck? I'm talking to
Yeah.
a human
See,
being."
I'm quick
fuck.
to escalate a situation.
Yeah, I know. I know you are.
I'm like, oh, you want to do this here in front of everybody? Okay.
Okay, your funeral.
I'll talk shit. I'll make fun of somebody. Like that's why it's tough for me to be at the counter, because the instant that happens, I'm like, all right, well, somebody's about to get embarrassed here. Somebody's about to feel real stupid for pissing me off at the counter. You could have just took your shit. You could have just took your shit and fucked off like a good customer.
Or you could have complained like a normal human being.
Yeah, send an email to someone who gives a fuck, dude.
I was like, "Ah, shit, you made my pizza wrong. Hey, man, do you mind fixing this for us?" Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah, that's no problem. Like, hey, man, you guys forgot a topping. Like, oh, you know what? Let's remake that for you, and I'll give you a $10 discount. Or I'll give you a credit for a new pizza later, you know?
Yeah.
But when you start bitching and complaining...
Hey, look, as long as you don't tilt your head while you're asking the question,
right.
we'll be okay.
Yeah, because I'll tell people to not come back. I'll tell people to fuck off and not come back. I'll be like, look, you guys can just, look, like... too many people come into the store and don't cause us any fucking issues, and like they're too cool for me to deal with you fucking up the flow of the shit. Just don't come back.
Yeah, it really.
But
is
I also
just
work in a neighborhood where there are rich people, so
how you act.
What was that, Derek? Yeah, it's how you act. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because it's like we had people at Disney where some people would just come up and be like, "Hey, you know, this is wrong. Can we do anything about this?" And we're like, "Yeah, for sure." I mean, people come up and start just yelling at us, and we're like, "There's nothing we can do, even if it's the same fucking problem."
It immediately becomes like, all right, well, there was an option, but you were yelling at us, so now there isn't.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do.
You got rid of your only option.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, well, there is an option if we like you, but otherwise you're kind of stuck. So.
Right, like we'll go out of our way to kind of do something for you, but if you're just being a bitch,
yeah,
no thanks.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure I'm not supposed to say that, but everybody knows. Let's be real.
That's
everybody knows.
Everybody knows that customers always right. Bullshit is just bullshit. You know, some people you need to fucking put in their place.
I feel like that was Burger King's worst slogan.
Have it your way.
For the employees.
Oh yeah.
Have it your way.
Yeah, because then people took that out of fucking control.
There was commercials for it that was like a person complaining, and they're like, "Oh, yep, we'll get that taken care of for you."
That's
just
so
like,
bad.
Oh god, I feel bad for anybody.
It sets such like terrible expectations for people for these places you're going to be going into. Because now people are forgetting, like, hey, I am also just a human being. I don't have this godlike power to make the perfect burger appear out of fucking nowhere.
I hate people who forget other people are humans too.
It's so crazy.
It's like there's one thing to be arrogant. There's another thing just belittling people.
Yeah, like whatever. Like look down on me all you want because I work at whatever. You know, fuck off. But don't forget that I'm not just a robot. Don't forget that I will cuss you out. Don't forget that, you know, I can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It really, like, it always pissed me off when I was, like, I was going to say an hourly, but I was never not an hourly. When I was just, like, a grunt, you know, like someone who couldn't talk back and do anything.
Yeah.
And then, like, it pissed me off less when I was a lead at Disney because at least then I have, like, the power to do something. Kind of.
Had a slight more expectation to do what the company needs you to do.
Well, and it's like people are like so much nicer to the leads. Like they don't like they think I didn't see what you were yelling at them about. Like
right, yeah. They think I don't see that the fucking 17-year-old girl you were just shouting at is kind of shaking.
Yeah, and it's like
That's not gonna piss me off.
it's like, I realize that I can't cuss you out because I need this job to pay rent, but like, do realize that if we were literally anywhere else and you swung at me, I would lay you the fuck out so hard. Like,
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, like you get like these big dudes. You get these like especially like these older dudes who like walk in and think they're gonna like manhandle everyone and be the alpha in the situation. When it's like, no one gives a shit, bro. I'll just kick you out. I will kick you out. Like I will come from behind this counter and drag your ass out. Like,
don't make me come out from
Like-
behind this waist-high counter.
Man, you guys all acting big and tough. Me, you catch me on the corner of the street, I'm gonna be apologizing my ass off.
Dude, I've been in
I'm a fucking pushover.
Man, I've been in so many fights. What's one more?
yeah.
I'm just like,
just in your brain, really.
oh fuck, conflict. Fuck this shit. Sorry, dude. I'm gonna just diffuse the
Yeah.
situation real quick. My bad. I'm sorry. You obviously haven't met Deshaun's wonderful class of knowledge that comes to making fun of people.
I have not. That is correct.
Oh,
I
it comes out of left field sometimes.
yeah. I've had to like dial it back because I would start getting into it at work. I would start talking to my coworkers, and then I would say something like that where I would make a joke at their expense, and then they would take it seriously. And I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, just chill. No, I don't mean it.
Like I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man, there's been times where I'm like, man, I wish people just didn't get insulted so easy.
Yeah, dude, same.
yeah, because I always
People
because like you say, Cameron, you gotta laugh at yourself. And
Yeah, that's
like-
why that's my phrase.
Yeah, you really can't take this shit too seriously because I think our lives are kind of like, even like the most mundane life is bizarre in its own ways, and I think we should be able to like just look at how absurd everything kind of is and laugh at it.
There's a lot shittier places you could be in life.
Yeah, your life could be way worse off,
Yeah.
especially like
So just laugh at yourself.
yeah, especially like around here. Like if you're living in like a shack, or you're in one of these like these homeless like
Sardine cans.
sardine cans. What
Yeah, I hate living
are
in
they
those.
fucking called? The where the like a big group of homeless people live.
I forget the term for
There's
it.
a term
yeah,
for it, but I'm
I know.
totally
shanty
blanking
town?
on it. But yes. Like we're like California has an insane amount of those.
Yep.
If your life is like that, I wouldn't.
That-
You can take yourself a little bit more seriously because you need to get
Yeah.
out of the shit. But I feel like if you're, I don't know, if you're trudging along and you're actually all right, and you can actually say, "Hey, I go to bed with a fucking roof over my head."
Yeah, like if you're living paycheck to paycheck, but you're still eating enough to like not feel famished,
Yeah. Take a deep
Yeah, you
breath
can-
and
you
think
can-
it out. You'll be fine.
you can laugh at yourself. It's okay. It's okay to laugh. Look, it is okay. Let's put it this way: it is
It's
okay to laugh at yourself.
Like,
It's
hey man,
okay
if
to
you
laugh
don't
at
feel like
yourself.
laughing, that's okay. But relax. Take a deep
Chill,
breath.
motherfucker.
Chill, motherfucker.
So what you do this week, Deshaun? Anything fun?
I feel like I watched no TV at all,
Damn.
so that's good.
That is good. Give those eyes a break.
Yeah, seriously. I listened to a bunch of audiobooks. I listened to Book of Five Rings, which is by Miyamoto Musashi, which is like the basis for a lot of Japanese business now.
Okay.
I listened to The Yellow Sign, which is how do I explain it? It's like a Lovecraftian horror, kind of, but the Lovecraftian horror literally doesn't happen until like the last 10 minutes. of the book of like an hour of like an 45-minute audiobook.
Is that whole story like? Is it like no implications of Lovecraftian stuff until the end, or is it like
there are implications, but it's like it's almost like a romance novel.
okay?
You know, with like tiny bits of like, you know, they're like in the very beginning, the dude's like looking out a window at like a really gross guy, and that's kind of like the weirdest thing that happens for a while. And then he like this chick he's kind of having an affair with talks about a dream she has, and then that's the weirdest thing for a while. And then you get to the end, and then that's like the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Which I think that's like, depending on the story, is a good way to go about it.
Yeah, like it was
because
the thing is like when you're reading it, you're like, I know what's gonna happen. You know, she's having a dream about a guy who's gonna kill her and take her body to hell or whatever, or take her soul to hell. You know, because she literally has that dream, and she's like, oh, it can't be real. It can't be real. Guess what? It was real and it happens. You know. So it's not super compelling, but it was like well written, but it wasn't like great or anything. I finished Gilgamesh, the unabridged audiobook. I don't know why I got it unabridged, because boy do they repeat some shit. Holy
I heard you were not a fan of a couple things.
I was very much not a fan of how they had to describe how massive Gilgamesh's cock was and how much he fucked everyone in the village a bunch. Didn't really like how that went on and on and on and on and on.
But didn't you know back in the day that's what mattered the most?
Well, yes, but I didn't think it mattered that much. I didn't think you had to remind me literally at the end of like every sentence.
You know what Zeus does all the time?
Yeah, he flies down and he gets women pregnant and all that shit. Yeah. But this is
a geese.
This is like Gilgamesh had a fight, and then he fucked all the wives in the village, and then he went and met with Enkidu, and Enkidu's cock was so huge Gilgamesh had to wrestle him and reestablish his manhood. And then he fucked all the women in the village, and then he went and fought some more, and then he fucked all the women in the village again, and then he shook hands with Betrayed.
Oh. Okay. That's bad. You know, it's clearly what
いともたやすく行われるえげつない行為。我が心と行動に一点の曇りなし。この私が最初のナプキンを手にしたぞ。ダーティーディーズダンダートチープ。
People just take relationships for granted these days. Can't believe it.
I'm so sorry. I should have told you sooner.
You shouldn't have done it at all. You're on the couch tonight.
But I listened to the No Frills podcast, which is IFC Yipes podcast. Well, him and Chris Matrix. It's their podcast.
Okay.
And they were talking. Oh man. Oh wait. Right. So they go back and can just pull songs and like lyrics and movie quotes from out of nowhere. I'm like, I wish I had like not perfect recall, but recall like that, just in general. I can't pull it out of nowhere. Like it'll come out of nowhere, and I'll know it perfectly. But I can't just go, oh, I want this quote. Give it to me.
I feel like I'm in the middle there, where cause I think I try to consciously not just do references all the time, but I do have the quotes in there.
Yeah, I have a C Nanner's brain where it's just like constantly full of pop culture, and it's consistently full of pop culture from shit I've never seen the source of.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, because memes will do that
Yeah,
shit. The internet does
memes
that,
will
where
do
it's like,
that.
I don't know anything about this thing.
Like
but
I've seen
I
the
know a
scene
little.
of the movie
I
that
have
this is
weird
from,
context.
but I've never actually seen the full movie. Like that is so much of my shit.
I've never watched JoJo at all, but I know every single JoJo meme.
Right. I've never seen Deep Blue Sea, but I know that fucking scene where Samuel L. Jackson gets eaten.
Isn't that right after like some rousing ass speech too? And then he gets eaten by like the worst CGI shark in the world.
Yeah, he's giving this. He's like, "We're gonna get through this, and we're gonna be okay." And then the shark just comes up through a hole and eats him. It's so good.
But yeah, so like they will go on and on about like just they don't. That's just one of their jokes they do. Is they just joke around with each other doing these like certain things. But that's because they came from the arcade era where all that kind of shit is enforced basically.
Yeah.
But like, so like the biggest thing that gets me is that they know the sound effects of all the characters in the games they play, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Mortal Kombat, like the old Mortal Kombat for like the N64 and whatnot. So like they'll just be talking normally, and then they'll be like, and then he was like, ah! I can't do the sound effect, but what do? They do that, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's fucking hilarious. I wish I could pull shit out of my ass like that. I can't though. It sucks.
Eh.
I mean, if you consumed more media,
That
maybe
would
you'd
help.
be able to.
Like the only time I can do it is when I'm super fucking tired and it's just music quotes all the time. Like someone will say something and then I'll just finish the lyric and they're like, "What?" Oh, I'm like, "Nothing. I was just singing the song that you just said." And they're like, "That's a song?" Yeah, it is.
Feels bad, man.
That's the only thing I can do.
And then Cameron slinks back in shame.
Yep, I'm just like, yep, all right.
I had a coworker at Disney that would constantly like walk by everyone and sing random songs. And consistently, I was one of the few people that could always finish the line that he was saying.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it got so he was so confused as to what my music tastes were because like he was singing like LL Cool J and like fucking like Slayer and like stuff like that. It was just like, what the fuck do you listen to? I'm like, what the fuck do you listen to? It was interesting.
That's when you learn something about
Yeah.
people.
Well, it was funny. Everyone at Disney thought I listened to country. Yeah, because I'm just white boy.
That's fair.
I mean, I assumed you listened to punk when I first met you.
You met me without me knowing?
Or
What?
at least some sort of rock.
I didn't assume anything. I was just confused.
Did you just assume my music taste? But
Did you
Music
just
taste,
assume my
yeah.
genre?
yeah, like damn it, that was way better.
That's a pretty good one.
But yeah, it was.
See, there you go, Cameron. That was good.
Yeah. Hey, I got one.
I don't know. I guess just every other white person I've met really likes country, and I'm just like, no, I'm more into, hip hop and pop punk.
Yeah.
I don't have a genre. I like a song, and that's as far as I go with that. I'm not a music listening person.
Cameron's genre is like, it ranges from like a little bit of like rap to like electronic shit.
So like electronic
That's
is
like
the
his range.
so electronic's the biggest one for me because it makes me feel happy. I don't like music I love music that makes me feel sad, but I don't like to listen to it because it makes me feel sad. So like my favorite my favorite genre of music all makes me sad, and I'm like, can't listen to my favorite genre of music, so just ignore that half and just listen to the happy shit.
You say you don't like music,
And
but I
the-
hear you constantly like quoting word for word songs on your stream.
Yeah, that's because I fucking love music. It's just I don't like listening to music because it's boring.
You mean you don't like listening to just music? Like you don't sit there and
Yeah,
listen
like-
to an album?
Yeah, no, I can't just listen to music unless I am playing video games of some
Or
sort.
like doing something else? Yeah, I got you.
No.
Yeah.
If I'm doing something else and I'm listening to music, I usually switch to like some sort of podcast or something that entertains my brain. I don't know why, but music is pretty boring to me. Like it's as a general statement, it's pretty boring.
All right, Pat.
I like music. There's a difference. Not Pat. Pat doesn't like music. I like music.
Okay. Okay, Pat.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I guess I kind of get that. The only
Whatever.
time I ever really listened to like specific, like I'm just sitting there listening to music is when I'm driving in the car. So
Yeah.
So for me, it goes the list. It goes podcast, music, my empty thoughts, my actual dedicated thoughts, and then the sound of silence. That's usually the list it goes for what entertains me the most. It's just like podcasts and D&D stuff. Then it goes, once I get bored of that, then I'll listen to music. And if I'm bored of listening to music and listening to my podcast, then I'll listen to my own stupid thoughts because my stupid thoughts are great.
I'm kind of always listening to something, I guess. Like
You're
music
always what?
mostly. I'm always listening to something, I guess. Like music
Yeah.
mostly, but yeah, I do listen to podcasts a lot, especially a lot of like political podcasts lately.
oh my god.
But like I listen to music when I'm like in the shower. I'll listen to music when I'm just when I get home and I'm like fucking like changing my clothes, like getting out my work clothes. I'll turn on some music.
You know what I do when I'm in the shower? Now that we'll go ahead and segue to
When
my
I'm
week.
cooking.
Is
Oh yeah, because I was done.
because fuck it, you were done. You can
Yeah,
come back
fuck
to
it.
you can come back to yours in a moment. I just
Sure,
want to
sure.
talk about Jackie Chan and how I'm watching all his movies on YouTube because they're just free.
Oh, finally.
Yeah. So like I rewatched Dragon Strike while I was in the shower. I watched what was it? It was
How long of a shower are you
Snake.
taking?
I took a, so I got home from the gym last night. I watched half the movie at the gym, and then I watched like another 30 minutes in the shower, and then I finished it on the computer.
Gotcha. Okay. Your
So,
shower
like,
takes half an hour.
It did that day.
What the fuck?
I
That's
usually
a little crazy, Cameron.
my feet suck,
Okay, you know what? Fair.
and they needed a rest.
What? You just take a chair in that motherfucker? Like,
Did you sit down in the shower? Are you one of those people, Cameron? Do you sit down in the shower?
I do not sit down in the shower. It's just because I have bad circulation to my feet, so my feet hurt badly. So I just stood in the warm water and let my feet kind of soak in the water.
shifting from one side to the other so they get some rest.
Yes.
I got you.
You know you can get like a thing to put your feet in that does that. My grandparents.
Yeah, I think
have
it's
one.
called
I have,
a chair.
I have one. No, I have a foot massager.
Yeah, my grandparents have like a hot water foot massager or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I have.
You know what I really?
Pretty
Although
rad.
it's a cheap one though, so it's like doesn't connect to anything. I have to fill it manually with my own warm water, and it doesn't heat the water either.
What? That sucks. That's shitty.
it was like $30, but it does a really good job massaging. It's just you have to heat the water yourself, and
That seems almost pointless.
it is almost pointless.
I'm surprised it doesn't tell you to take some egg beaters and do the fucking massaging yourself too.
Just it like has a little crank that's attached to it.
Wow.
All right, so you watched this Jackie Chan movie.
That's lame.
So yeah, I watched that. I watched what's it called Snake Hidden Eagles Shadow. That movie's so good.
Yeah.
And man, do I miss listening to old voiceover for
Oh
those
god,
kind of
yes.
movies.
Bro,
It is-
those old dubs are nuts.
It's some of the best, worst acting I've ever heard.
You know what's funny is that
and
it takes
and sometimes
so much.
Go ahead.
It takes like so much to be able to act that poorly. Like it's actually a skill.
Yeah, I'm
and
surprised.
they would completely change the story.
Yeah,
It'd
it
be,
would.
like absolutely wrong. Like
It's fantastic. Like so, I ended up watching just the dub for both of them because the sub quality was the audio quality for the sub was actually worse than the
not
dub
good.
one.
yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'll just watch the dub. So I was watching
Sometimes
the
the dub is more worth it. Sometimes
Yeah.
the dub is better because it's funnier.
It is so much funnier. So like, I quickly realized that kung fu movies are literally just the live action anime movies.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Because they say the dumbest shit that they would say in anime, and they do
Yep.
the dumbest shit that they would do in anime.
It's the same school of thought.
Yeah, it's all the same tropes, and it's
Yep.
absolutely fantastic.
I mean, where do you think anime got the idea?
Kind of true.
Yeah, very much so. Well, yeah, so I enjoyed that. I was surprised because I've never seen what's it called Twin Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the third movie I watched. So I watched Snake Hidden Eagle Shadow. I watched Dragon Strike, and then I watched Twin Dragons. I've never watched Twin Dragons. That movie is complete garbage. Like that might be one of my least favorite Jackie Chan movies.
All right, so here's the thing I didn't tell you about kung fu movies. Sometimes they're just complete shit, even with the kung fu in them.
I know.
Just total shit.
Like I already knew this because the amount of kung fu movies I've watched, but I was like, oh, it's Jackie Chan, and it's one of his like newer-ish movies.
Yeah.
It should be fine. No.
It was not fine.
Exactly, yeah, sometimes it's just real bad. It was not fine at all.
Because you know what kind of movie it was? It was Jackie Chan plays two characters.
I feel like those movies almost never work out.
Almost never work out.
The one that I remember liking was
the one. The one is the one that works out.
Parent Trap with
Jason Statham.
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
But I'm not actually sure if that was a good movie or not, or if I just liked it because I thought Lindsay Lohan was cute when I was like 10.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Have
think.
you seen her recently?
Oh, it's not good. It's not pretty.
I saw her like a couple years ago after she got off drugs, so she seemed okay.
She looks like a person who recovered from a lot of drug use.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah, she looks like
Yeah.
what's that one Kardashian sister that no one cares about?
Chloe?
Yeah, that one. I don't know.
I'm guessing.
Oh, I was reading her Wikipedia. I thought this said career suicide. I'm like, oh, that's
Too accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very clinical way of looking at it.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know.
But the one does that where it's like Jet Li and he's like a cop and an evil version of him comes from a different universe.
But
and he's like, I'm killing all the other Jet Lis for more power. You know,
So-
that one was it's not great, but it's
works,
all right.
though. That works because they're all technically the same character, though. So, like,
That's true, yeah.
the issue is when you ever play two different characters that have the same.
But he fights himself in like the movie though. Like they do
that's
have
difficult.
like back and forth.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's difficult to just show, but like, you can get away with that a little bit easier because a body double can be in,
Yeah.
and when you're having motion blur on everything, it's not as bad.
There's a lot of scenes where they're fighting and you can only see the back of one guy's head.
So that's what happens.
A lot of those
God, I
scenes.
hate that shit.
That's what happens in this movie too. It happens so much, and it's so bad because there's certain times where you can just see that it's a body double.
Yeah, it's not the same guy. Yeah, once you kind of get into like the stupid bullshit that I do, or I get too into the small details of what's wrong with the movie, I start to notice that shit all the time.
Like,
and now it's like
the worst was there was a guy who had the same haircut as him, but his not his sideburns, but the back of his hair, back of Jackie Chan's hair, straight line. The back of this guy's hair was a V.
yeah, hair is totally different. The recent all right, so you guys probably don't care about this, but in Picard, the recent new show, so old ass what's his fucking name?
Patrick Stewart.
Yes, Patrick Stewart. God, I hate these fucking regular boring ass names.
I can't believe I actually fucking remembered that.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. So he's like 1,000 years old, right?
Yeah.
He's not gonna be running up no goddamn stairs. So they got another. There's a scene where he has to run up some stairs. So you only see him from the back of his head as he's running up these stairs, and you can clearly see it's not Patrick Stewart. The dude's a little bit taller. You know, he's a little skinnier. And then there's another shot where this chick explodes, and the explosion throws Patrick Stewart backwards. So you can tell that a lot of it is CGI, but the first bit where he gets thrown back, you can clearly see it's not him because the dude like covers up his mouth and he closes his eyes real tight and he gets thrown back. And it's just so bad. It's hilarious. Oh, it's funny.
That's so good. Look, at least they're making an attempt.
There was an attempt.
Go here. So at least they didn't go. At least they didn't go. Here's a ragdoll body that we're gonna drag through the air real quick.
I would almost prefer the ragdoll, honestly, because that's like
Funny as fuck.
All right, it's hilarious and it's a dumb thing and it's like I can already tell it's not actually him and I'm already distracted, so you might as well just throw it in there. Yeah, I missed that. They should go back to using the doll.
There's some crazy stuntmen out there where like you see someone flying over a cliff, and you're like, oh, that's gotta be ragdoll. Then you see them hit the ground and keep going, and you're like, wait a second, rewind, play again. Oh fuck, that's actually.
There's some where it's like, all right, that's gotta be a ragdoll because that dude fell on his neck and back like 100,000 times, and he just stands back up, and you're like, holy shit.
What are these people made of? I mean, when you've been training like that all your life, it makes it a little bit easier. But still,
it toughens you up.
But still,
yeah, and a lot of those guys don't have very long careers in the stunt business. Also,
there's a fucking reason why.
Yeah,
yeah,
shit hurts.
Yeah,
like I'm happy that nowadays there's pads and shit that make things a little bit easier, but still. When one of those things goes south, it is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of this shit now you can just CGI, so...
I mean, people still like to show an actual body hitting a car rather than a CGI body hitting the car.
For how long?
I'd give another 4 years, 5 years.
4? That's generous. I'll give us like a year.
I don't think people are going to get accustomed to it in 2 years. I think like we're at the edge of where people are starting to get used to it. I give them another 2 years before it like everybody's used to it. But the people at the higher branch are still like, oh no, let's keep it.
I think people already are used to it because think about the Marvel movies where a lot of the action is just CGI.
Yeah, but like,
and people just don't give a shit.
People gave a shit at Black Panther.
Yeah, because that was horrific
bad.
Looking. That was like embarrassing.
That was real bad.
That looked like unfinished. You know?
It looked like other than like the movie being okay, that was unfinished. Like really unfinished.
Yeah. Like if you look back at like the fucking first Iron Man movie, that looks better than half of these fucking.
The first Avengers movie was fucking sick.
Looked way better because they weren't pumping them out every fucking 6 months.
Yeah.
And they had more time to work on them. But now they gotta have them out in time for the wave to cool off in the last one.
Man, I hate that.
That's why these movies are bad.
They're good to a point.
The ones that are good are the ones that have like directors who give a shit. And who aren't just there to follow Marvel's orders.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, I'm excited for more characters and new characters, because I feel like those are the ones that will.
But Marvel started announcing a bunch of shit where they were like, Doctor Strange isn't horror and all this other shit. So like they're losing directors already again.
Oh, okay, well that's not so good. But I was gonna say like, Doctor Strange is a horror. I could see that actually being good as long as they take an existing story and don't change it too much.
I mean, you won't have to worry about that. They're not doing it.
Oh, they're not?
No.
When the fuck did they cancel that?
They announced it like a few weeks ago. People think that the director left because of it, because he wanted to make like a horror movie with Doctor Strange, and Marvel was like, no, that would be too scary.
Damn it.
Kids gotta be able to see this movie, man.
I just want more Doctor Strange content. That's not ass.
Well,
although to be fair,
better learn to read some goddamn comics because that's about all you're gonna get it.
The movie, his origin story was pretty good.
Yeah, it was alright.
It wasn't like the top, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the same as the Doctor Strange movie, where it was
Nearly
good.
exactly the same. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the Doctor Strange movie had a more interesting ending than the animated movie.
Yeah.
But
I can agree to that.
yeah, but other than that, yeah, it's basically nearly identical.
Yeah, which is probably why everyone was like, "Yep, that was all right."
Right? Yeah, they were like, don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't overcorrect
but
it. You can try to
yeah,
fix it a little bit, and if it goes wrong,
give it a slightly more interesting ending that doesn't conflict with any of the rest of the universe, and we're good to go.
yeah. Trying to think. What else you do this week, Deshaun? Because I know you said you didn't do much.
I started playing
about-
Dark Souls 3 again.
Yeah.
Because I had an inkling to do that.
Speaking
I
of
love that
Dark
game.
Souls, speaking of Dark Souls 3, I'm going to cut you off again. We have the first playthrough coming out this week. We're doing a let's play of Dark Souls 3. Me and Deshaun.
Yes.
And the
I
first
will kill Cameron as many times as possible. Don't worry.
he's doing a fucking good job. Don't worry, there's a part of it where I kick my desk.
Okay, now I have to watch this.
There's gonna be a few more of those.
There's probably
Dark
gonna be a
Souls
few
3 has
more
some
of
good
those.
ones.
There are some good ones in there. And even though I seen that part again, I forgot about it, which is perfect. Oh man, that game quick context before we get back to your week. That game terrifies me. It is one of the scariest games that I will ever play. Is a Souls game.
It's not even.
It's not even
really
scary.
a horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even like a horror game or anything. It's just that the tension it builds up with, how hard you're probably about to die. you
Yeah.
know.
Terrifies me. All right, sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
You're
had
good.
to make sure everyone knew that we were playing it.
So I I started listening to the next Darth Bane book because I finished Path of Destruction a while ago. So I started the next one, which is called The Rule of Two. More cool dark side shit. More learning about evil stuff. The Sith and the dark side are definitely the most interesting thing about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Star Wars shit is like space bounty hunters, whatever, saw it a million times. Goody two shoes heroes with the Jedi, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, super evil dudes who worship fucking people up as their religion and all that shit, and learning about, and actually getting like a villainous kind of student teacher relationship that where it's not just I'm just manipulating my student to get this out of him or some bullshit,
Yeah.
or like off screen corrupting a hero character. It's I took this completely neutral being and now I'm going to make them evil and teach them my evil ways, and here's the step-by-step process of how I'm doing that.
The cool thing about the Rule of Two that I've always heard of is the fact that like there's only two like full Siths at any time.
Ever, yeah. Only two people can ever call themselves Darth anything.
Yeah.
Because of the Rule of Two.
But like there's other evil Jedi. It's just
The distinction lately has kind of been made that there are like Sith users who are not or dark side users who are not Sith lords are. This is so nerdy. This is the worst. They're dark Jedi.
Yeah.
They're dark Jedi, and dark Jedi just use like dark side powers and all that shit.
Yeah. But like, see, this is the part of Star Wars which actually becomes kind of cool.
Yeah.
Unlike all the stories they tell currently.
And I mean a lot of this cool shit that I'm talking about has been retconned out. Like, before there used to just be Sidious and Vader, right? And then Vader had his apprentice, who's the only other Sith user, right? But now you got the fucking Inquisitors, so there are like 1,000 other dark side users out there who are like they're like former Jedi or people that Darth Vader captured and trained to use the dark side and all that shit. There's like the there's a bunch of them now. It's gone from being like a cool thing that because the intention of Darth Bane, who created the Rule of Two, was like the Sith. The Sith are about rugged individualism and you're being you and all this shit and not bowing down to any other personalities. And the Sith of his time were like, the Sith used to just betray each other all the time. So let's all group up and and let's have one leader who gives all the other Sith orders. And Bane wasn't fucking with that shit. He was like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it should be. The Sith should do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
So he killed them all.
Okay.
Anyway.
Here's the answer: death.
No more Star Wars shit. I don't want to talk about Star Wars anymore because it's too nerdy even for me. It hurts my brain. But they're good books though. They're good books. It's cool learning about like just the philosophy of it
Sean,
all.
click the disconnect button, then reconnect.
Why am I all robotic?
Oh yeah.
But we could understand you. We could understand you. It's just it's bad.
That's weird. What?
That was funny.
It was. I was sitting there and I was
robot.
like, should I tell him? Cause isn't
Exactly.
telling him. It's
Good.
probably fine.
It's probably
Dude,
Yeah, so like we could understand you, but like every word was just like you're super drunk.
Jesus, that's so weird. Okay.
so
But yeah, you're good.
let me.
Oh, I also
I was gonna say, let me throw something out
Go
for
ahead.
the Star Wars books. Fucking Republic Commando series. You motherfuckers need to read that. And not just
is that about like clone
you
troopers
two.
and shit?
I mean, everybody. And yes, it is. But it's
I don't know,
it's
man.
Really
I kind of
fun.
don't care about the clones. I don't know. I feel like there is potential with the clones, but I don't feel like it's enough to kind of draw me in. Because it feels like it would just become kind of military stories a lot of the time, and that kind of bores me. Now, if it was like, hey, we're all clones, and it kind of played up that aspect of it, I'm super interested in that.
I mean, they kind of do, but like at the same time they don't. So basically, the basis of the story is that when the clones were made, they brought in Mandalorian commanders to like train them, and one of the Mandalorians like essentially took the boys that he was training under his wing and like really made them like a tight knit family. And so it like it follows that group of guys as they get split up over squads and shit, and it's a lot more of a character study, but I think it's great.
Okay.
And then
pretty cool,
it transitioned to Imperial Commando because Order 66 happened and the fucking Empire rose up, and then Imperial Commando happened and it left us on a fucking cliffhanger, and now the author isn't getting in like any more licensing to write the books, and I'm so fucking mad.
All right, so you know what is super interesting about the clones? How when the Order 66 came through, they just turned, and it wasn't like it wasn't like really brainwashing. They were just following orders. They were just doing it. They were just like, well, this is the orders from the boss. Let's do it. There was like any connection they had to the Jedi just vanished in that second. They may have been joking and being cool 60 seconds ago, but as soon as that order came through, they're like, all right, let's go do the job.
Yeah.
That's super weird to me. It's super interesting and super cool.
They cover that in the books too. It's in the fourth book, which
Okay.
I want to say is 000, but I'm not sure the actual order. I know Hard Contact is first, but
Okay.
Yeah, I think the original expanded universe is so much cooler than new shit now. I like the Knights of Ren was the coolest concept that they were fucking with in the new trilogy and stuff, but they ruined that. So
Yeah. I've heard some things that was not so.
oh, it is actually. It's called Order 66.
yeah, like
The book,
is it
yeah.
just the book is called Order
Also,
66?
that book, I read that one first, and then I read the first three because it's the fourth one. It's insanely good. Order 66 is besides I think the 501st, which is probably my favorite, but Order 66 was like an insanely good read as well.
Yeah.
And also,
Check that. I'll probably check that out then.
also, it jumps off of the like the stuff that happens in the Republic Commando game are like in the same continuity as the
Really?
books.
Yeah, I know they made like a lot of the games canon as well, which is super crazy.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
so I don't know if Republic Commando is canon. I think it is because when Disney did the Purge, they mostly just did stuff after the original trilogy.
Oh, well, I guess I mean the original expanded universe, the games were canon.
Yeah.
Like all of them. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
so the Star Wars Republic Commando game is in the same continuity and with some of the characters from the Republic Commando novels. Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
I don't
pretty
know
sick.
anything about Star Wars.
the clones are cool.
Star Wars, Cameron, you would probably like Star Wars if you dug into it, because it's a lot of weird, almost D&D-esque shit.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, so
Then I'd
like
probably dig it.
there's literally like a weapon called a soul bomb that sucks in the souls of Force users and traps them forever.
That's fucking badass.
And it's like, this is a magical wizard item from a fantasy game.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
So
Yeah,
cool.
I'd probably enjoy that.
You'd also probably enjoy Anakin's like first like week as in the armor Darth Vader, because everybody's like, "Who's this guy? Oh, my arms were chopped off." And it's really
I hate when that
funny.
happens.
Because he just kind of if he like sees that you're a Jedi, he just whips his lightsaber out and starts just trying to kill you.
That's fucking great. Like I would love to see more of Rogue One Darth Vader.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and like the first like the you should read the episode 3 book, and
Do you
then
think-
read the book like immediately following that, because that's like the first bits of him being the badass Darth Vader from that Rogue One scene. And then you should read the comic books from the old expanded universe,
Do you
which
think
we'll
they'd
talk about.
have a what's it called for it? A audiobook?
Are we getting sponsored?
Absolutely, per both episodes. I mean, we work on it. Since I do listen to them on Audible.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint, hint.
There's no code for it, but hey, you should go and subscribe to Audible. They do a great job and they have a great service.
Audible's pretty good. It's very useful. I like it. You know, I like that they have all the audiobooks I could ever need in one place, except for like 4 or 5. But,
Audible's
they'll probably get them
great.
eventually.
I'm about to start using Skillshare too
I was thinking about that.
because I want to learn
I've-
I want to learn to program. So
Anyway,
add section over.
You actually, I would suggest using
I-
it for programming.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna use.
yeah.
Oh
Actually,
wait, is that a thing? Udemy, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a different.
Unity.
No, Udemy.
Yeah, Udemy.
Oh, is that what you
Yeah,
said?
it's a
Okay.
different. It's a different like curator for information stuff. They do mostly like tech and like STEM kind of stuff. So
Okay.
that's what I used to start learning to code Python when I got into it a couple weeks ago or months ago, I guess.
You need to construct additional pylons.
Okay, so I'm done here.
All right. That's
Wait. No, Derek, you'll like
Okay,
this. I got into Kingdom Hearts.
Why, you dumb motherfucker?
Speaking of Darth Vader, Terra is just Darth Vader.
Wait, which game have you played so far?
No. Let's not get confused. I wiki dived and watched a bunch of videos.
Okay.
Oh, so
I don't got that kind of time to play no Kingdom
Me neither,
Hearts.
but I
you have
do
the
it
same
anyway.
knowledge as me then.
I will eventually. I do plan to eventually, but I wanna go in knowing everything
Yeah,
already.
I would say,
just so I'm not pissed off and confused at the story.
I would say
Because I don't want to go in with like I don't want to go in and then start getting frustrated that the story is stupid and pissing me off. So I want to know that it's all I already know what's going on, so I can just erase that from my brain and focus on gameplay and what's literally in front of me and how they're doing it. You know, because I know a lot of the performances are actually pretty good. Like the dude who plays Vanitas is like pretty decent, and I know a lot like Riku's voice actor is pretty decent. Some of the stuff in there and a lot of the imagery is very good, so I want to get into that stuff.
Yeah, like you have as much knowledge as I do on the topic now.
I think
Yeah,
I
pretty
think
much.
for anyone wanting to get into Kingdom Hearts, just play 1 and 2 and like have the story based off of that. And then you'd be like, okay, this is a general idea of how the story goes. And then all the other games are just like little add-ons.
So no, what you do is 1, 2, do a little bit of wicked diving. You don't have to do much. Just go watch like one of those 20, 30-minute top-up videos. You'll be good.
Yeah, and you know what? I enjoyed the way I went through the story, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I had just gone through it raw, because I played 1 and I started 2 and I didn't finish it. And I feel like if I had tried to go into the rest of it raw, I would have just fucking hated it, and I would just wrote Kingdom Hearts off forever. Because to me, Kingdom Hearts is like a Bayonetta or a Devil May Cry type game where it should be niche and it's not.
Yeah.
You know, and because to me it's a fun game like the first one, but it wasn't good enough to get a million games and have all this hype for the sequels.
I think
it should have like its small little group of people who are like, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts, like Bayonetta and Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
But it feels like everyone wants to talk about and play and treat Kingdom Hearts like it's the best thing ever.
It was the best thing ever for a while.
It's funny because I think it's like,
That's because marketing told you it was the best.
well, it's
thing
like
ever for a while.
Disney's entrance into like AJRPGs, you know?
Yeah.
So, and like I think a lot of people started playing like other JRPGs because like I started playing JRPGs because of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Like I can see the hype for the first one because it's a cool idea, Disney cross Final Fantasy, to get this whole crazy new thing. I get that, you know, the hype for that. But then after that, it's like, all right, we got this game. You see what level it's at. Is this really the kind of game that's making everyone go so crazy every time a new one comes out?
Well, to be fair, okay, they had Kingdom Hearts 1,
Yes.
and then Chain of Memories, and then Kingdom Hearts 2. And Kingdom Hearts 2 was by far and away the best game in the series.
So like,
Yeah.
and also to say, if you just want to go from the first one to the second one, like first one, Chain of Memories, second one, that whole string of games coming out was the best shit in the world. Like everyone was super excited.
And it was only
hear
like
1, 3.
it was only like 4 years or something like that. Because Kingdom Hearts,
It was a short amount of time.
yeah. Let me see when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out.
But basically, the main issue is it had the same issue that Final Fantasy 15 had, where like everyone was excited for it for 3 years, and then 8 years passed, and then it came out.
Wow, Kingdom Hearts came out in 2002?
Yeah, and-
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I knew it was 2001, 2002. I knew it was pretty
Okay,
early.
and I think Kingdom
So,
Hearts
like-
2 came out in 2005. If I remember correctly.
It's just the kind of thing where I'm like,
Why did it take 13 years for the next game?
Yeah, 2000,
yeah,
2005,
and
2006.
why did and why weren't people like, oh, well, we're kind of past this? It was like everybody got hyped. It's like Shenmue. It's like people getting hyped for Shenmue.
Yeah. So,
it's like, why?
so the thing was, everyone was past it, but then like we kept getting promise of a 3, but it never happened.
I think the other thing too is that there's
and that's why
there's other like
Go
the
ahead.
other side games were keeping people busy. Like
Yeah.
that was
That's true.
that was
Those
the
little-
like
those
Tinder,
little- they were-
you know, for the flame,
yeah,
or the kindling, I should say.
it was giving them something to chew on before the
Yeah, and it kept our
was
interest
ready,
there.
I guess.
for anybody who
Yeah,
had
I
a
guess.
DS,
Or if you're just like me, where you
Yeah, at the time,
where
yeah.
you bought all the bundles on PS4, so you can just play them there.
those didn't come out till like way later though.
Until like
That's-
way later.
Yeah, I was also a broke college
until
student.
like right before 3 came out.
Well, they had collections like as early as 2011.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
Right.
they kept adding more and more stuff to the later versions of those collections.
But guess who bought Kingdom Hearts 2 when it came out?
This kid.
This guy. So guess how many years in between that and 2011 there is? 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my issue, is that I didn't have a Game Boy, I didn't have a DS, I didn't have any Nintendo system until
I had
The
all
Switch.
that shit.
until like, the U.
Oh, yeah, the Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah, I had the Wii too.
So
But that was a Smash box.
So you weren't buying all the hot sellers and shit like the Nintendo DS and the Game Boy Advance SP and shit, but you bought a Wii U, the worst selling Nintendo console ever, besides like the Virtual Boy, I think.
Again, it was a Smash box.
That's true.
Like,
Wait,
I got
just a Smash box, not a Smash Bayonetta 2 Wonderful 101 box?
just a Smash box.
God.
To be fair, my Wii U was never a
Fucking Smash
Bayonetta
players.
machine. My Switch is.
That's true.
But I think that's a
As long as
podcast.
she's in there somewhere. Yeah.
I think so. All right.
Terror is Darth Vader.
Where can we find you, Deshaun? And all
Why
your
does-
Star Wars needs.
Why does Vanitas look like Sora? Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Urban Buddha and at YouTube at Mr. Urban Buddha as well.
I swear you should change your name. Not your but your name to Why Does Vanitas Look Like Sora?
Why does Vanitas look like Sora?
Just like change it for a day.
Yeah. I'll change it when the podcast comes out.
All right. And Derek, where can we find you?
You can find me at Came in Second on basically everything.
And you can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitter. Or YouTube and Twitch. And then Twitter's IPT Buttons. And as always, laugh at yourself. We'll catch you guys next time.